But it's not like blogging. I really want to talk about this for a minute.
Okay, sure.
Blogging is different from journal writing. Blogging says, hey, here I am, this is what I think, I want everybody to know about it. Journal writing is, hey, this is what I think, and I want myself to know about it. I want to connect myself.
I'm connecting myself with something.
With something that's important for me, and even if you didn't think it was important at the time, when you put it
You don't
into
know how you're going to
perspective-
feel sometimes until you actually let it out.
Exactly. Or how that affected other decisions. I've got a chapter on work and play, so you can look at even the games, the childish games you played, what you went into as in your work situation. Some of the greatest disasters of our lives have actually turned out to be the greatest bonuses for us because we learn from them. It is said that we learn more from our mistakes than our triumphs. And this is an opportunity to connect with mistakes, triumphs, how you were victorious, for yourself. The point being that you grow from the actual experience of the journaling. There's a chapter on dreams about how to connect with, I use a procedure for helping people connect with their dreams. I have another one on American Indian spirituality and one on now in Zen. So there's the spiritual dimension of our lives. By the way, it's called healing body, mind, and spirit through journal writing. And you have to do all three. The problem with healing, and this is, I've talked with many physicians about it, it's a mystery. You don't really know how people heal. But you do know, however, that it requires all four together: emotions, spirit, body, and mind. And there's a whole chapter here, by the way, on food. What you think about food, what you've eaten, where the restaurants that you prefer. I get really basic.
Wow.
Body, mind,
You've really
and spirit.
covered this.
Well, you know, I've been doing it since 1955.
Now, why? What is it? What started you? Where did this come from?
It began from a crisis situation. I was 23 years old. I had to come back, and I had my own, I had a job. I was a copy boy at Time Inc. But, you know, everything looked really up. Got sick, had to go back and live with my parents, and I started having migraine headaches. And the migraine headaches were, 3 days coming, 3 days with me, and 3 days leaving. Nothing left of the month. I wanted to, do lots of things in my life, and I was besieged with this condition, a chronic condition. I would have them every 28 days. My brother's best friend was a psychiatrist, at the time a voodoo doctor. I mean, that's what they thought of it in 1955. I went to see him, and we talked about what was happening with me, and he suggested right from the first visit, Shepard, I think you could start writing a journal. And as far as I was concerned, that was absolutely unthinkable. Second visit, third visit. He finally said at the end of the third visit, Shepard, if you don't start writing, I'm not going to see you again. It was that impetus. I'm not going to see you again, and here I'm still struggling with migraine headaches. So I started writing, and from then on, the headaches didn't go away all at once, but they diminished in their intensity, which is what he said would happen. So it was it's not a cure, it's the beginning of healing. And what I did was, for the rest of my life, because it worked, I'm a really practical man. I do what works, and everybody else does too. They do the things that work for them. And because journal writing worked for me, and I will say that I don't know if it's going to work for everybody, but all of the people that I know who have used it and have pursued it have found that it has truly a great benefit for them. Increasing the endorphins in your system, reducing your blood pressure, helping you to relax. Critical, I mean, as far as a major impact.
It's had a huge effect on you?
Absolutely, enormous. I've written through all the stressful circumstances of my life to have them, including recovery from addictive compulsive behavior. I have used it for that. Through divorce.
What about your headaches?
Through drought. The headache.
They're done.
It may be a truly, maybe once in 3 years I'll have one, but it's not the way it was. I mean, it's nothing like that. The opportunity to learn that you can manage a crisis comes from doing the journaling, and that's a truly major benefit. Handling a chronic circumstance, I had a serious accident in 1976. The winch of a tow truck was dropped on the base of my spine. And I had a hell of a life thereafter. And I used the journal, actually, as a way of finding my way back into being a human being again. Maybe I'm talking about a lot of pain, etc., but I also want to talk about fun. Because if you've got to get fun out of it.
Yeah.
The fun part of it comes from being able to, you live through certain experiences that you never knew you could, and you enjoy them again. I mean, the wedding of your child, the birth of a child of a son. I wrote on my son's 40th birthday, my daughter-in-law asked me, did I have any memories, or had I written anything in my journal about the experience of when Matthew was born. And I went back and looked, and sure enough I did. I had the day he was born and the experience of living through that with him, and some other interesting experiences that I would have forgotten. The memory is very selective.
Sure it is.
And when you use a journal, you can capture some of this thing. As we age, we're really teed off with ourselves often because we can't remember. You start writing a journal about things, and more things will begin connecting. It will begin folding in on itself and creating the tapestry of your very rich, wonderful life, because it is a wonderful life. And that's your task to, one of my ways of looking at life. The task in life is to find joy. And you need to find joy. You've got to find joy.
Shepard, I really appreciate your taking the time to tell us about your book, and it's so fascinating. I'm sure a lot of people are going to have a great benefit by thinking about it and actually writing journals.
Well, I hope they'll dial up journaldoctor.com.
Okay.
And they'll find the book, by the way, is out of print because the Cleveland Clinic Press, which published the book, a major medical center in the United States. But the new edition won't be out till 2010.